Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Gamertag Radio with your hosts, Danny Peña, Paris Lily, and Peter Toledo.
Welcome to Gamertag Radio, episode 1360. This is your host, Danny Peña, and also joining me for this week's episode of GTR, we have from all the way from Europe, Pete. What's up, Pete?
What up?
What's going on?
How you doing? How's the family?
Good. Everybody's good, man. You know,
Good.
Violet's still growing. You know,
I hope so.
Can you believe she's gonna be 9 months in a couple weeks?
Jesus Christ.
That's how fast this year has been going, man. So
We're going to blink. She's 18.
I
You're going to
know.
be old as hell.
Pause on that one. And also joining us, this special episode of GTR, Paris. What's going on, Paris?
What's up? How you doing?
Good. I see you rocking your Padres shirt. Wait, what is this now? You changing it? Oh, Zombies War to. Oh, wait, you got that from the event?
Yeah.
Oh, so for those that don't know, we're gonna be talking about Call of Duty Zombies. Activision and Treyarch had a special hands-on event, which I'm very excited. I have a lot of questions for Paris. A lot of questions. Wow, it's from what year you have there in the back? 2000 and
It's just showing all the years with zombies and everything.
that's pretty dope. But
Yeah.
here's why I'm very excited to talk about this with Paris, because I'm a huge Zombies fan. I actually was very jealous that Paris attended this event, and I'm home like, God damn it, I'm the fan here. But it's all good. We need new people to be part of the community, which we're going to be talking about that too. But the part that I'm very excited about this is you barely see any previews like this about zombies in the past. Is always, I think, the closest one that I remember that we got invited was during Call of Duty XP. They had events all over the location where they had the event, and one of them was the zombies, and we got to meet with the developers. We talked about the game and everything like that, but there wasn't an area for us to play. There was no like a hands-on type thing, you know. So I'm very curious to see like what type of thing they showed with, you know, Paris and everybody that got invited to the event. We're gonna be talking about it from there, man. So Paris, how was the event overall going there? Because are you a fan of zombies? Have you played zombies before, or this is your first time?
Little. Like it's funny that you said, and again, to give people context. So last week I went to Treyarch here in Los Angeles, along with a group of hardcore Call of Duty zombie creators, you know, on YouTubers, things like that. And I was probably the most least experienced person with zombies that was in that room. I'm talking the top tier of the zombies community was at this event. So jokingly, I had even said this with the devs about, I know how big of a fan that you are of zombies, and that, you know, we were joking like, oh, he's probably pissed or whatever. But the point that you just made, I think, is actually a good perspective, because I'm not a huge zombies fan. So I'm coming into this with a different lens. I'm coming into this of, why should I be excited about zombies? Why is this a mode that I would want to play in Call of Duty? Whereas everybody else that was there, they're day one. They could have just put the word zombie and they're in, right? They didn't need to explain anything. So it was a cool event to be to, because there was a huge info dump of information that they provided, which honestly, I'm still trying to decipher. Like, I have about 2.5 hours of just audio that I captured while I was there. And this isn't stuff I can play directly, but more for note-taking purposes. And I have a bunch of handwritten notes as well, because there was just so much information that they were providing. And, you know, I'm coming into this not brand new. I obviously understand zombies modes. I've played it over the years, but I've never been super hardcore to this. So a lot of this information would have been repeat for most of the creators that were there. But for me, it was mostly new, not to mention, obviously, the new features that they're going to be adding here into Black Ops 6 as well. So it was a great event. I got probably about 45 to 50 minutes of actual hands-on time playing the game. But it was great. It was a good event. It was great to be at Treyarch. Like I said, I actually got to sit down with a couple of the devs as well. And again, this wasn't not off the record, but it wasn't, I can't use that audio like, oh, here's an interview I did for zombies, but it was more of a, casual conversation where I'm just asking them some questions, trying to get their perspective on things. And overall, it was good. We really had a good time. I appreciate Activision inviting me to come out to check out the Zombies mode.
Yeah, Pete, whenever you have a question, feel free to ask Parix. But you know, right now we're watching the B-roll of the event of the game. Actually, is 17 minutes long, and the one thing that I noticed, Paris, is the graphics of this game completely different than the previous ones. It looks very good, man, graphically. So, how was seeing this for the first time, and also the reaction from the crowd that was there? The content creators and media that were playing this for the first time, everybody had the same feedback about the graphics of this version of Zombies?
Yeah. From a visual standpoint, obviously people will see this, not when the embargo's up and everyone's able to check this out. But the visuals were fantastic. I mean, this was clearly running on PC. This was not running on console, but it was on PC. Looked really, really good. Even some of the other creators that were there that, again, play Zombies all the time, highlighted how great the graphics were looking. And I know we'll jump into finer details of this, but yeah, definitely top tier from a visual standpoint.
Any question from your end, Pete?
No, like I'm still going through the video, trying to put myself in the position of gamers past Call of Duty zombie players. Are we seeing like a return to the same maps from before, like whether it be Black Site 13 or any of those, or are these totally new maps?
No. So I can talk about what they showed us in the presentation versus any future things that they will obviously talk about at a later date. So the map that I was able to play on is called Terminus. That is an island map. And they're calling this arguably one of the biggest maps that Treyarch has ever created. Obviously, it's open world, fully explorable, bunch of side missions, very dense as far as the content that's there. And kind of their trademark that they're saying about this is, and I want to make sure I get it 100% correct. Hold on. I do apologize. I'm doing this in real time.
Take your time. Take your time.
That they're saying that Terminus, their motto is, anywhere you can see, you can go. And that is very true.
Okay.
So if you see it off in the distance, you can go there. So there's the main island, but there's also smaller islands as well. And they're introducing basically a drivable vehicle into Zombies now. So you have a raft that you can use, and you can get all 4 players on this raft, and you can literally traverse over to a new island location. There's obviously things to discover there, enemies, the whole thing. So Terminus is what we got to play. Liberty Falls is another map that is coming. They will be talking about it at a later date. But they did announce these are the 2 maps you can expect when Zombies launches later this, I believe was October, Black Ops 6 comes out.
Now, one of my questions, and I hope you could, talk about this, is I know you said that they're also, bringing you in new zombie player, right? Now, what about the average person that gets, Call of Duty? Because most of the time when anybody plays Zombies, there's no guide or anything. It's just like, what the hell you have to do unless you have someone that really knows how to play Zombies. Because think of it as like this. It's like it's like kind of like a raid from Destiny. There's puzzles. You unlock stuff. You unlock different locations. There's like lots of Easter eggs. That's also part of the story and all that stuff. For the new players, what is it that we're going to get to see new that is going to open up and is going to bring a lot of new players into, to play Zombies for the first time?
Well, you'll find out when you play it. How about
that?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
So one thing that they touched on, which, again, not being super hardcore into it, I was surprised to hear this. The main quest, there's actually a very small percentage of people that actually complete this. Okay, let me back up before I jump into that. The one thing that Treyarch is doing is they are bringing back round base mode to Zombies. So they're the ones that started it. They're now doing another Zombies game. They're bringing back round base, and that has been a fan favorite and highly requested from the community to do that. So first and foremost, they're doing that. The other part to this is they are the main quest mode. There is a small percentage that actually complete it. And I was surprised to hear that. And when I did sit down with two of the devs and we were talking about this extensively. So the one thing that they are bringing into this is they're bringing what's called a guided version of the main quest mode. And what that's going to be, it will not be available at launch. They're going to launch this at a later date as a part of one of the seasons or something like that. But there will be an incentive for people to complete it before guided mode comes out, complete the main quest mode. But for those that don't, for the more casual, for the newbies, this guided mode strips out all the side quest stuff. They are making this more to get people, and they're relaxing the round-based timers that are in there as well, right? So it's a more relaxed experience to kind of get you used to the gameplay and get you used to what the zombies mode is all about, so that the hope is newer players can jump in on the guided mode, have this curated experience, go through the actual story of Black Ops 6 Zombies. And then once they understand how the gameplay loop works, the systems, all the perks, everything that comes with it, now maybe they'll go jump back into the main mode and experience everything that you can get in the zombies mode, as far as all the side quests, everything else that comes with it.
Pete?
No, honestly, that's a surprisingly welcome addition to it, because I can imagine people trying to jump in, whether it's with friends or you're solo and trying to jump with randoms into a game like this, not knowing what to do and knowing how gamers are. There's going to, one of two things are going to happen. You're either going to be lucky and you're going to find someone who's going to help Sherpa you through it and give you enough information to get into the next version. So that way, the next time you join, you can do as someone else did and help you, or you're just going to get, you're going to get so frustrated that you leave and not want to play it again. Right. So this is actually a welcome addition to what is normally considered a chaotic experience. Actually, if you've played any kind of COD zombies experience, right? Are you able to talk about any new creatures or any new additions as far as enemies? I know there's rumors of tentacle dogs. This was a couple of months ago. Can you confirm that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, Paris, I know you were playing with three other players too, right? Online at the event.
Yes, we did 4-player co-op.
Yeah. How was that? Being first timer with playing with pros. How was that experience for you? Was it overwhelming? Was it too much?
So wait, I'm not going to say the person's name because the person wants to be known that they were at the event.
Okay.
I played with someone that we know.
Oh, okay.
And this person is a freaking ringer. So this person was absolutely carrying our squad. Now, we had someone from Treyarch also playing with us to kind of, again, help guide us through the whole thing, point out things and all of that. I was on the struggle bus, I will admit, because again, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, right? I'm jumping at all these zombies, jumping on me, killing me. So,
sure.
Plus the loadout that I had wasn't my preferred weapon. Not that is an excuse, but it was good playing with other people. We all had headsets on, mics on, so we were able to communicate, call out things, do all that. So it was good. Trust me, I understand the appeal of this. Abso-freaking-lutely. I mean, I'm a Left 4 Dead guy from back in the day, so I understand the appeal of a zombies mode and wanting to go through that. Terminus is a very fun map to play. One thing, and actually I'm going to jump into a couple story things here in just a second, but one thing about this, they do have dynamic events that will happen in the game. So each playthrough of these rounds can be unique in that sense of where you'll have like random soldiers or whatever getting eaten by zombies, and it won't be like in the same location every time, right? Or they're going to be coming from different directions. The zombies are not always like, oh, we know they're going to come through this door. They might be coming from above, below, the side, whatever. So there is going to be a dynamic feel to the gameplay as far as that happens as you traverse through the rounds and, you're trying to basically get to the extraction, to get off of the island. So that's great as well. So there will definitely be replayability in that aspect, not to mention, again, the side quests that you'll be able to do, the things that you'll be able to explore and discover, etc. Now, one thing that I did want to bring into this, because this does pick up from Cold War. Again, Treyarch game. They're picking up from their own story points in this. So you will have 3 returning characters into this that will now be playable: Weaver, Gray, and Carver. They were your handlers in Cold War. They are now playable in this because they were imprisoned.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're going to be able to play this. Maya is going to be a new character that will be the 4th person in here, and she's going to have her own story. They're all going to have their own storylines, dialogue, etc. Now, your support cast, your guide through all of this is going to be William Peck, who was a villain, obviously, going back to Cold War.
Interesting.
He's going to be your guide in this zombie storyline. So again, people at the event, they were super excited about that. Oscar Strauss is alive. He's going to be assisting you as well. And then Raptor 1 is going to return. He's going to be the person that's going to obviously be extracting you out and taking you to these different maps, things like that, as you're playing through the zombie storyline. So that got a lot of applause from the creators there, because they were super excited to see that the storyline is going to continue from Cold War going off into Black Ops 6, and you're going to see these characters now in different positions than they were previously in Cold War.
Who was the character you were playing at the event? Was it the same character, you were changing it up here and there?
No, well, that's what I mean. We only had like 45 minutes to play, so I only got to play. Actually, I played as Maya. I was Maya.
Maya?
The new character. Yeah.
Dope. And I just love the dialogues from the characters. You hear their conversations, and that's pretty cool. Love that part about zombies.
Important question. Did you get past... how many levels did you get past? Like, were you able to get pretty far in, or was it just, a nightmare?
We got pretty far. I can't remember the exact round, but we were extracting out.
Outside? Oh, wow.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Excuse me. Again, we had a ringer on the team.
So good. Now, how difficult the game was getting once you went out? Compared to where you were in second. I know it was a couple rounds after, so.
Well, like I said, the difficulty does ramp up from round to round, right? Like, you first come in, a few zombies here. Oh, come. I'm like, hey, this ain't so bad. All right, yeah. And the next thing I know, bro, they were coming from everywhere. Which, again, this goes into okay, so as far as weapons go, there is what's called zombie loadouts, right? So these are obviously weapons that you'll get while you're playing. There's the global system of Black Ops 6. So obviously any progress that you're having with these weapons will upgrade no matter what mode that you're playing in, things like that. With the zombie loadouts, the customizations that you have. So let's say you pick up a weapon, a randomized weapon out in the field, right? Any of the customizations that you make, that you put as a part of your zombie loadout, will stay with that weapon, which is a cool perk. So I don't know, random SMG that you got, you've made your customizations to it, you've been upgrading it, you get it randomly out while you're playing, those customizations and upgrade will stay with that weapon. Does that make sense? That's
pretty cool. Yeah. So
that's pretty cool.
That allows a gamer to continue its familiarity with how they play, right?
Exactly.
That's really cool.
That's exactly it.
That's great.
The augment system is something that they're bringing into the augment upgrade system, which provides customization. You're going to have what's called major and minor upgrades for your perks, your ammo mods, and your field upgrades in the game. So you're going to be able to curate that to whatever your play style is going to be in that, using these upgrades and these perks. So the augment system is the new thing that they're introducing into this. And again, a lot of the creators were pretty excited about that. And like I said, we got a minor taste of that because obviously we had a very limited playtime in that, but I did get to see do a couple upgrades while I was playing. So that was cool to see. And you can obviously see where this is going to scale up as you continue to play and get deeper into the game.
I noticed there was one part where when you get out of the prison and you start swimming, we're going to see a lot of zombies also in the water attacking you? Because I noticed in this clip that I don't see no enemies. I just see the team just swimming. So
let's put it this way: while you can swim and get in the water to get away and traverse, you do not want to stay in there too long.
It's because normally that's not an escape vector for you as a player. When you're running around trying to get away from all the zombies, you're stuck in this sandbox environment. Yeah. So having a quick avenue to get out by jumping in the water is a welcome difference. I do have a question because there's this really, really cool it's a game breaking gun almost that gets to maybe change functions. Is this new? It shoots like a laser, and then another one it's shooting kind of like a yellow aura that like freezes everybody in place. Did you get a chance to play those?
Yes. So, and again, like I said, there's so much information. So I was like, I'm going through my notes on this to break this out, to explain it to you. So let me back up to one thing. Going back to the augment system, they explained that there's going to be 100 augments available at launch, with more coming post-launch. So again, you're going to see a big variety of these augments that you're going to be able to do when you're in the game. Matter of fact, like I'm going through my notes right now. I'm trying to find exactly what you're talking about, because you're going to have like what's called, I believe it's called like your wonder weapons in the game. And that's exactly what you're talking about, where you're going to have various options of those, where you're going to have primary and secondary functions to those weapons.
Oh, you know what? I just remember now, Paris. So one of the things that got me excited about just Call of Duty Black Ops 6 overall is the changes that they made while you play the game. So control wise, I know one of the new features is I believe you could like move forward, move back, like while shooting. How was that playing that for the first time? Because I know we're gonna get to see that during the beta for the first time for like the public to play. But for you, trying this out, how was the controls on that? Doing that for the first time.
It felt good. You'll get more information on that at a later
Jesus
date.
Christ! What? Why you gotta tease it like that? Oh my God! Yeah. No, that part. I'm very curious to see how that is gonna help while playing zombies. Because you're gonna get to see zombies all over the place. So using those type of new controls, I think is gonna help out a lot. So
I will simply say they come in handy.
Good. Trying to see if there's anything else. Now, I know you go outside. Is this version that you play is always going to be nighttime, or are there going to be daytime at all? Or
when we played, it was all at night. There was no daytime, so I cannot specifically answer if there's a day or day-night cycle on Terminus.
You prefer to play in that outside or inside in design? Like it looks like it's so big, so I don't know where
it's huge. So there was no real preference. It was just about, man, I'm just trying to survive. I think that was kind of that was coming out of all of that. Now, before I forget, one new thing that they're bringing into this, which I'm actually curious to hear what both of you think about this. Yeah, they are adding a third-person perspective into the game, and you're going to be able to toggle HUD elements such as enemy health bars and zombie damage numbers in the settings when you're playing.
I prefer first person, to be honest. Like I'll try it out, but like I tried playing the other games, other shooters in third person. It's just not for me. I prefer first person. Like look, like Gears, for example. Gears, I'm used to seeing that third person, so I'll play that. But a game that I've been playing like this for a long time, first person, I don't see myself changing it for me. How about you, Pete?
I'm fine with it because in the maelstrom and just the madness of a game like this, you're always wondering what's on your six. Are you backing yourself up into a corner? Are you backing yourself into a mob? Right? So having a third person perspective isn't a bad idea. Are you able to flip that in real time? Like, are you able to click something and go into third person and flip to first person? Or are you stuck playing third person from the beginning to end?
You know what? I don't have an exact note on that. If I do, I want to say no. I want to say it isn't flipping back and forth because we were not. Yeah, because I think you have to settings to switch to that mode. So there isn't like a hot toggle to go back and forth. And I played strictly in first person. We did not.
Right. And that's what most people would normally play. And I'm just using that as an example because when I'm playing with certain groups of, like, for example, PUBG, and I know I'm taking it away from that, but I have a certain group of friends that prefer to play in third person. But in game, I can flip to first person whenever I want. So it gives me the speed or the sense of having that quickness of movement of first person, but being able to leverage third person view to see around me and behind me. So that's why I thought it was important, especially when you brought up being able to have a third person view.
Now, going back to something you were saying before, because again, I've skated through my notes just trying to find everything. What you're looking at was the Beam Smasher Wonder Weapon. And yeah, it has a two alt firing mode. So you can have a firing mode type that uses sound frequency, and you have one that uses light energy. Yeah. As well. Okay. Another thing, there are environmental traps in the game as well, which again, the video footage that you're looking for, you'll see an example of one of those as well. So these are things that you can also take advantage of. Not to mention gobblegums are coming back. So those are single use items, to give you different effects and perks, in the game as well. And then because again, I do not want to screw up the name of how they're saying this. There is that melee mode. That they're having. Oh my God!
Because I know that's a weapon. I saw like a melee weapon, like in the background that you can select.
The melee Machado perk is so you can inflict deadly punch damage on enemies as well. So that is also something that you can experience in the gameplay. Now, another thing as far as enemy types go, you will have various enemy zombie types, but you will have parasite enemies as well. So what that is like, say you have one zombie and you're killing them. It's almost like The Thing, where it'll mutate and evolve, and the parasite will split off, and then he will mutate and evolve to the point they've got wings and they flying around and doing all this crazy stuff in the game too. That's why I was like, my whole time my head was sweat. I'm like, help.
You can sweat. You can sweat playing this. Now, I have a question about weapons. Like, what was the weapon of choice for you? And was it what was like?
Didn't get a choice.
Oh, it was
that was my minor complaint. I had a shotgun while I was playing. So unless, like, at one point I did get an SMG that I picked up out of the randomizer, so I was able to get an SMG. I way preferred that more, taking out the zombie horde, than I did with shotgun, because again, with a shotgun, I mean, that's up close combat, right? You get swarmed. Swarmed. They're coming from the front, the back, and side to side on you. So even the shotty obviously has a great weapon to use. But man, if you don't have the right perks on there as far as reload speed, things like that, I was getting overwhelmed.
What was also the Pack-a-Punch once you start upgrading your weapons? Like, what was the things that during your playthrough that you unlocked that you were like, oh, this is pretty cool, this is very helpful for me?
Man, I'm trying to remember now, because again, we weren't able to capture footage, so I couldn't go back and review. I can't remember anything specific that I got for an upgrade. There were a couple, like I said, there were a couple that I got, but it goes back to the classic zombie style. This is talking about that augment mode. You'll have your major perks and your minor perks that you'll be able to upgrade as you go along. And then you'll have like the randomizer that you'll be able to pick up certain weapons as well. One thing, and again, I am blanking on the name of this, but one upgrade that you'll be able to get from the gobblegum, if I ever say that correctly, is you can mutate yourself into like this unstoppable force. You'll see
like a juggernaut.
Yeah.
Like a big robotic juggernaut.
But that's temporary, right? That's temporary.
It's temporary. So I was able to do that. I was able to do that towards the end of my gameplay.
That's cool.
I got to play as that. And like I said, you just running through those mobs at that point and just taking them out. So that was a cool thing to have as well. Like I said, I already told you there's environmental traps that you'll have. And then there's like a perk that you can get. Let me pull up my specific note on that. There is a perk you can get where, like I said, you can do these in elemental damage types that'll proc. So certain zombies are weak to certain elemental damage types, right? So they'll clearly do more damage on it. But then there's like a perk where, like, as an example, you can teleport a zombie like up high up into the sky, and then they'll fall back down to the ground, like, an extreme velocity. So they'll do all kind of crazy damage when you do that. So there's going to be other types of elemental damage types that you'll be able to get, as you go through. And again, these are part of some of the upgrades that you'll get through the augments.
Yeah. My other question is, for you started playing, Call of Duty recently, like a couple weeks ago. I think ever since it launched on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So playing that and going into this, was there any major difference for you? You were like, wait, I mean, besides the zombie stuff, because it's different than multiplayer, but was there anything you were like, did it help you to start playing that and go straight to this? Or there was like any major changes? You were like, okay, this is a little bit different.
No, I was very pick up and play in that aspect. Like, because I've been playing a lot of Modern Warfare 3, just multiplayer. So just control scheme wise, all that was very pick up and play to do that. And we had the option when we played to play controller or keyboard and mouse. So I kind of did a little bit of both.
Okay. Any questions from you, Pete?
Very important question for people who were coming from the earlier iterations of Black Ops Zombie. Is double tap back as the perk?
I don't know.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
I can't answer that question.
No problem. And the reason I ask is I know from the trailers, there's like a classic perk bottle in the trailer. And again, it's, you're seeing things and you're hoping, but it's, knowing Activision and knowing how they do it. Is that just like an homage to that or an Easter egg to the past? Or is that something that actually allows you to pull up?
Here's what I'll say. Because again, let's be clear. This is a preview. And they wanted us to be very specific because there is a huge info dump of information that's about to start coming out about this. When I was even talking to the devs, again, you have to understand that Treyarch, they're the ones that started this with zombies, right? So this is almost a return to form for them about this is the zombies we want to do versus anything that you may have seen over the past few years, because we are the innovators of this. So a lot of classic things will be coming back. So you ask me that one specific one, I don't have a note on that, so I don't want to misspeak.
Got it.
But I have a strong suspicion a lot of fan favorite things, people want to see in zombies, will be returning, because that was the theme that they were giving me when I sat down with them and we were talking about this stuff. They were listening to what the community wanted. They were listening to obviously what these hardcore creators wanted to see return. So I'm not going to say it is or isn't, but wouldn't be surprised if it was.
I'm very happy to hear about all this stuff, man, and especially seeing that Treyarch is even very excited to talk about this. How was the vibe? Talking to the devs about this, man. They've been working on this now for a while. Going there to the at the event.
Oh, I mean, they're very excited. I mean, even one of the devs that was in the presentation I was in, I mean, he's been at Treyarch for 20 years. I mean, we heard from studio head Trey, like on down the list, everyone that's involved in this, they're very excited about what they're cooking up with zombies, and obviously Black Ops 6 overall, but the zombies mode, they think they got something special that they're making. Again, this is why they wanted to get some of the top creators in the space, to come down to the studio and be able to check it out. And, obviously I feel I was very fortunate and lucky enough to be a fly on the wall, to be a part of that as well. To not only hear from the developers themselves about what they're excited about, but also, like I said, these creators who have dedicated channels and to the zombies mode, and they were excited about what they're seeing. And they literally brought people from around the world to come in there to check it out. So to get both of those perspectives on it, even my dog agrees.
He's excited. He's excited too.
He's excited. Yeah.
Yeah. You know which part I'm very excited about too, Paris, is, and Pete, you're probably going to agree with me about this too, having this game on Game Pass for the first time. That's going to open the doors of a whole new crowd that has never experienced Call of Duty or never experienced zombies, that we're going to see a lot of people playing this for the first time, and I think that's very important that you mentioned about having that guided mode in the future, not during launch, but I think that's going to help out to have more engagement, because here's the thing. the majority of the time when people play this, they play for like a couple rounds and then they're done. They move on. Having that guide and I think it's gonna help out, man. It's gonna help out a lot to people to stay playing that. That because look, after a while you get tired of playing either Warzone or multiplayer, or you're done with the campaign. But having this in there, try new things in there. It's gonna be fun, man. I'm super pumped about this. I mean, the part I'm like, we have to wait all the way to launch to actually play this because it's not available during the beta in a couple of weeks. So I'm excited about that, man. Very, very excited overall. Anything else, Pete? That's it.
No, same for me. Now the excitement starts to build now, right? So now it's just a waiting game. And now it's just like, okay, when can we play? When can we play? when can we get into the beta? So
yeah. Paris, anything else before we wrap it up?
No, I mean, I think that's it. Again, coming in this from the perspective of someone who has casually played zombies here or there over the years, to be a part of this presentation and to get some hands-on time, with the zombies mode that's coming to Black Ops 6, being on Terminus, seeing the scope of how big that island is and all the activities that are happening on there. I think fans of it are definitely going to be excited. And I think there's enough here to get new people like myself to want to jump in and experience it too.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, cross-play, cross-progression, all that stuff is going to be available, similar to like the multiplayer and the other games too, Call of Duty. So it's going to be very, very exciting, man. I can't wait. For sure. Can't wait. But first of all, thanks to Treyarch, Activision, Step 3, everybody that was part of this project and also invited Paris to go to the event, getting the opportunity. Like, look, I am super happy about this, man, more than anything, because I love zombies, man. I can't wait to play this, man. And I'm jealous, Paris. Super jealous.
Yeah, soon.
Yeah. All right, everyone. If you have any questions, hit up Paris, Vicious696. Paris, are you planning to post anything on your YouTube channel?
Why you put me on the spot?
I want you to promote your stuff, man. So you can check it out. I'm trying to help you. I'm helping you.
To be fair, yes, probably. But yeah. I am also doing the preview for zombies for IGN.
Oh,
if you go to IGN, you can see my preview on there as well.
Oh, awesome. Look, Paris is everywhere, man. Everywhere. All right, everyone. But thanks for listening to this special episode of Gamertag Radio. We'll be back again next week with more content. Until next time, we're out. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.